When Peak Ski Company hit the slopes in 2022, it came in hot. Founded by Olympic skier Bode Miller and prolific businessman Andy Worth, the startup promised cutting-edge gear and a direct-to-consumer model. Miller's keyhole technology caught the attention of critics, top athletes, and gear reviewers. The company sold more than 4,000 pairs, won awards, and raised millions from investors. For a while, the story was one of success. Peak Ski doubled down on big promises, bringing in star athletes, a ski academy, and more.
It looked like this was going to be a startup ski company that was going to really be doing some pretty big things.
Beneath the glossy pitch, cracks began to show. Contractors and partners say invoices went unpaid, and athletes had broken contracts. In 2024, Peak Ski turned to crowdfunding, asking the public for more money. Nearly 600 small investors raised upwards of $1 million. By 2025, the Bozeman showroom shut its doors. Employees were laid off, and behind the scenes, lawsuits piled up.
For them to just leave them hanging financially, but even beyond that, to simply cut off communication, which happened in multiple instances, that to me just starts crossing lines.
Peak Ski Company used to be based out of this building. According to IRS documents, Andy Worth's current venture, the Impossible Foundation, is also based out of this abandoned building.
It looks like they are very much hoping to just quietly step away and hope things kind of go away.
Court documents obtained by NBC Montana point to the company's unpaid debts. One lien shows Peak Ski owed more than $15,000 to a local contractor. Another judgment ordered the company to pay a former employee over $200,000 in unpaid wages. Industry voices say Peak's rapid rise and even faster fall stand out, not just for the financial collapse, but for the silence that followed.
And this isn't how people operate. Nothing about how Peak has operated or how they've conducted themselves is what I would call, well, one, it's not common, and two, it shows no good faith.
Local officials tell us Peak Ski never filed a closure notice with the state. I reached out to both Miller and Worth,
At the tone, please record your message.
but neither responded to repeated requests for comments. This summer, the company's website went dark, and with it, the future of the once promising ski brand. Reporting in Bozeman, Bowen West, NBC Montana. The facility out here in Deer Lodge houses about 1,600 inmates, and for the past week they've been dealing with widespread water leaks and system failures that's cut off showers, toilets, and impacted the heating system. Crews continued to patch, test, and haul water just to keep basic services flowing. What started as a single leak turned into a system-wide breakdown. In the past, the 50-year-old water system received patchwork. Now, something more has to change.
Try and correct some situation right there, shut down pressure, and then reopen pressure, and then we would have more leaks. And that's what's happened over and over again.
Each of the prison's 1,600 inmates get 7 bottles of water a day, enough to drink and brush their teeth. But normal pressure has only been restored in 5 of 11 housing units, plus the food facilities as of Friday. Around the yard, portable showers and toilets line the compound.
We're talking 60 to 90 days. Now, we're hoping that that's worst case scenario, obviously, but that's what we're trying to tell everybody is this is the long haul, this is a big deal, and we are preparing for this to be an extended operation.
Although sanitation is improving, daily life is still a struggle. Inmates can shower every 3 days under a rotation system. Medical staff distribute cleansing wipes, and health officials say the prison is meeting federal emergency standards. Work for the new water system could start as soon as next week. ahead of its original 2026 schedule. The state legislature allocated $42 million to fund infrastructure improvements.
The legislature gave us the money to do exactly this. We're just doing it sooner rather than later because we can't continue to Band-Aid this thing as we're building brand new units. Now's the time. We need to stop doing the duct tape and fix it and get the new system in.
The warden said staff are working overtime to keep things business as usual, but the shortage of correctional officers, already down about 9%, makes that harder.
We're still short and still need the extra bodies. So there's more moving pieces now trying to get the inmates out so they can shower and use the porta potties because they're outside the unit.
After a week without running water, the Montana State Prison is managed like a city in crisis. And for the people living and working here, stability will come one leak, one day at a time. Reporting in Deer Lodge, Bowen West, NBC Montana. Tenants at 1335 Dakota Street say they're living in limbo after coming home in August to find notes on their doors.
Home to find notes on our doors that said, your building's been sold, we will enter, the new owners will enter within 24 hours.
Amanda Shuck lived here for more than a year. She says after the sale, tenants were told they'd have to buy their units or move out when their leases end.
And we love it here, we love our homes. Like none of us had a desire to move.
Property records list the new owner as RHSC LLC, based in Utah. NBC Montana attempted to contact the company, so did Shook.
But I ended up writing a letter which basically said, I know this is a way that you're trying to run a business and make a profit, but we are people with lives here and we have feelings and, just think of us that you're uprooting us from our homes. This isn't just a business proposition for you.
And did they respond to that? Mm-mm. A listing by Inc. Realty Group advertises a one-bedroom, one-bathroom unit in the complex for over $200,000. Shook says the situation reflects a larger trend she's seeing across the Treasure State.
This is happening all the time, out-of-state people coming and buying, complexes and then pushing people out, pushing Montanans out of their homes.
For now, tenants have been told their leases will be honored. But once those expire, they'll have to decide whether to buy or move on.
The abruptness of all this has been really just sad and, almost traumatizing because just all of a sudden, okay, your home's been sold.
Reporting in Missoula, Bowen West, NBC Montana.